It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
That's Justin Bieber saying some words, but it is linguistically interesting. And I was just gonna let this go back in June when it happened, but now that Bieber has released a new album with a track called Standing on Business, I think we should talk about it. First, is this appropriation of African American English? Yeah. Should he have said it? I'm not the language police, I'm just here to describe. But that's not why any of this is interesting. Let's discuss it. I wanna start with clocking to you. It sounds weird because it is weird. Merriam-Webster provides a definition for clock as a verb, defining it as to register on a technical recording device, which is where the modern slang one comes from, right? To register. The reason Bieber's version sounds so weird is that clock is usually a transitive verb. Transitive verbs, things like eat, find, touch, typically cannot take a prepositional phrase. They need a direct object. So you could say, you're not clocking my anger, you're not clocking my frustration, but we don't usually see something like, it's not clocking to you. Moving along to the second part of Bieber's utterance here, standing on business. Standing on business with the meaning of taking care of business and or being serious about doing so is one of those phrases that Black speakers have been familiar with long before it came into the mainstream. So yes, it came from African American English. Lots of commentators claim that it came into the mainstream in 2023 because of the Drake song Daylight and the comedian Drewski's subsequent parodies of Drake using it, though we have examples from Twitter that date back to 2014, and it's important to note that Twitter is where a lot of online African-American English was first documented during this period because Black people were using Twitter to talk to each other at the time. We also have an Urban Dictionary definition from 2021, which shows that it was probably fairly mainstream already at that point. So what does it all mean? First of all, Bieber's original utterance was kind of an AAE adjacent word salad, but given the prevalence of standing on business by 2025 online, he was familiar enough with it to use it in a way that made sense. With respect to clocking, my most optimistic take is that maybe the verb is undergoing a change in progress, it's becoming intransitive, but we'll have to see and wait if clocking to you as a phrase catches on, which it might because of this usage by Bieber. The point is that both of these examples are actually just how language changes, online and offline, for the whole history of the time that humans have been using language. A group, usually marginalized, as a phrase that gets co-opted by the mainstream and then either becomes part of mainstream slang or changes meaning or disappears. And other slang words like clocking can expand or contract in meaning as well as grammatical functions. Check back in with me in 20 years and we'll see if anyone is still using clocking or standing on business.